Hey, welcome to part 2 of how to make your own camper or teardrop door. Haha, the Star Trek sound bites are optional. But the sturdy steel frame is a must-have. I used inch by inch welded steel tubing, and I've used a nice strong gas strut. I'll show you shortly how to select a gas strut. The catch I've used is called a compression catch, and it's been extended slightly to go over the 1-inch steel frame. I couldn't buy a catch that would do the job, so I had to modify this one. It's lockable, used mainly on lockers, so I've had to modify slightly on the inside so that I can open it. You can use 2 gas struts, you can use 1 gas strut. I used 1 so that it doesn't get in the way of people moving around outside. The mounting points are extremely important, must be very, very strong. I'll show you later in this video how to set up a gas strut so that it works correctly and how to select the right one for the job. Now here you'll see the important thing is on the bottom line. It's measured in Newton meters. Newton meters are a measurement of force. 1 Newton meter equals 10 kilograms of weight, so a 500 Newton meter force will lift 50 kilograms of door at the point of where it's attached. The hinges I've used are called a one-piece continuous hinge. They're 100% watertight because it's only one piece. There is no join. It's co-extruded from 2 different types of plastic, a flexible one in the center and 2 rigid, hard, strong pieces on the outside. Where the 2 pieces come together, you'll see that there are ridges, and those ridges nest together, meaning that it provides extra strength when the door is closed. These hinges are 5/8 of an inch thick, 16 millimeters, so you have to take that into account when you make the door. You have to remove 5/8 of an inch. I've used a closed cell foam around the edge to seal. My metal frame is cut to approximately 1/8 of an inch smaller than the actual gap of the door hole. The window is the side window from a ute canopy. They're normally mounted sideways, of course, so the drain holes are in the bottom. I've had to re-drill a drain hole in what was the end of the window, which is now the lowest point. You'll see that nice 1/8 of an inch gap all the way around the door. And in this corner here you'll see a little nylon plastic ramp that I've made just to help align it as it closes. That was cut out of a piece of plastic chopping board. The window slides nicely, undo the catch, and the whole top half slides down, giving great ventilation. The windows are tinted and they give complete privacy to the inside. It's very hard to look in. This entire door owes me less than 50 bucks. I didn't actually have to buy the short piece of hinge that goes along the top. That is an offcut from a much bigger door and would normally be an unusable piece of waste hinge. It works beautifully on one gas strut. Now how we work the rating for the gas strut is to weigh the door after it's hinged at the point where the gas strut will connect. When you've got that weight, you either divide it by 2 if you're going to use 2 gas struts, or leave it if you're only going to use 1 gas strut. And then you'll add 20%. That's because over time the door strut will lose its efficiency and you still want it to be able to lift the door. Now the gas struts come in different lengths and their actuating rod has a different length. What you've got to do is make sure that when you mount it, you mount the bottom mount in a position where as the door closes, the body of the gas strut won't come down onto it. You'll see that these have been mounted what appears to be upside down, with the reservoir at the top and the spear or the strut at the bottom. That's so that the seal in the body will always be lubricated by oil. If you mount them the other way up, they fail prematurely. So what we're going to watch for here is as the door closes, we're going to make sure that it uses the full length of the spear, but it doesn't actually bottom out at the point where it's almost closed. If you do that, you'll damage the gas strut. So the first time you do this, you will end up with a bit of mucking around, but after a wee while, it becomes second nature, and gas strut fitting is no longer a black art.